small dog, drunken calls, Manerikar. You must be curious what I just said here. But it is the name of India's most growing brand, KTM. The brand that changed our perception about performance-oriented motorcycles. However, there is one thing this brand has always missed out on, and that is fuel efficiency. But this could change with this motorcycle. Welcome to Downshift, and this is the all-new KTM Duke 125. Whenever we see any motorcycle, the first thing that comes to us obviously is the design. Now, this design comes from the KTM Duke 200, which was first launched way back in 2012. However, this design has been constantly reworked with all new graphics and 125cc badging so that it looks fresh. And it kind of does actually. The second thing that we have a tendency to do is obviously go and start the machine, which is where we check out the instrument cluster,
which comes from the KTM Duke 200, which even by 2018 standards is fairly advanced. Well, this has a gear position indicator, tachometer, odometer with 2 trip meters, engine temperature gauge, fuel gauge, real-time fuel efficiency, amount of time you are riding, and the list just goes on and on.
Now, this is an all-new 124.7cc single-cylinder engine. This might be a 125cc engine, but it produces 14.5 PS of power and 12 Nm of torque, which is at par with some of the 150cc's in the market today. Now, this motorcycle has a lot of technology, and I'm going to explain you just that. Now, this is a big bore short stroke engine, which means the piston requires less time to reciprocate. Hence, enables this engine to rev quicker and give blistering acceleration. DOHC setup for better control of the valves, which in turn help in better breathing of the engine. 6-speed transmission for higher top speed. Liquid cooling for better heat management. Now this motorcycle runs on a fairly high 12.8:1 compression ratio, which means the engine is very efficient. Now this motorcycle has a release frame chassis with die-cast aluminium swing arm, which keeps the weight down yet keeps the setup rigid, coupled with a WP upside down forks which are 43 mm in size and a preload adjustable monoshock. This whole setup should contribute to telepathic handling. In order to see what's what, it's time to hit the road.
Setting off, you will need to rev the motor slightly more, as the initial torque seems to be a bit lacking. That doesn't mean it's not there. There is enough torque to keep you going, but not get going fast. But once the engine reaches 5000 RPM, the going gets fast and the inherent Duke characteristics start to show up, giving you the power rush. And because of the bigger bore, the engine revs quickly to the 9000 RPM limiter. Because of the 150 section tire, the bike struggles to take momentum, and as we know, more the mass, more the momentum required to move. Stretching the bike, you will achieve a top speed of about 110 km per hour, and as for mileage, one will get between 40 to 50 km per liter. The chassis and the suspension is very stiff, which contributes to amazing feedback. The suspension and the seat could have been slightly softer for better comfort. The slightly higher compression ratio does contribute to a higher heat output. So, in traffic, one has to expect fair amount of heat coming onto the legs, and the engine temperature gauge also in the higher section.
Special thanks to KTM Mapusa for letting us have the first time to review this motorcycle. If you plan on buying this motorcycle, or if you want to have a test ride of this motorcycle, all you need to do is come down to KTM Mapusa. If you want the exact location, it's in the description.
Firstly, KTM's performance package has met what the mass market wants: efficiency. Now, given the fact that even as the motorcycle is displaced under 125, this does not require ABS. But still KTM is offering it, which is great. But all of this comes at a price tag of 1.17 lakhs ex showroom. It does look expensive, but hey, for that you get the premium KTM hardware. This is not a motorcycle for someone who has owned and ridden motorcycles above 150cc. Clearly, this vehicle is aimed at the people who are buying their first motorcycle, and for those who are scootering it up, and even for 100cc commuters. We can finally say one thing: we have a KTM that is made for the mass market.